Okay, one moment. I want to find wiki in English, actually, to see, like, what was the old name in English for, like, Russia before. Oh, it was just called Soviet Union. Right. Okay, yeah. If I translate this to Polish, yeah, like, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Why I couldn't translate this? I, like, what the fuck? Okay, I think I'm just tired. The story's over, okay. Still sinking deep into the sofa, Wilhelm nonchalantly concluded the story of his first love, which ended with Claudia's death.
後のことは特に語るまでもねえだろう。お前さんも知ってる通りだ。終戦以降、俺は世界中の鉄火場歩き回ってる。ベトナムだのアフガンだのよ。そこに大した意味はねえ。
Yeah.
単なる趣味だ。戦後に生まれて戦時に青春ってやつを送ったからな。そういう空気が一番馴染むし、落ち着くんだよ。まったも。一般社会が居心地悪いってわけじゃないぜ。
ええ。今のあなたを見れば当然ね。
He fully enjoyed the pleasures of the modern society. Despite being a child of war, Wilhelm didn't see urban life as a cage. Concrete jungles were within his acceptable range. He drank, gambled, went shopping, and perhaps even had friends here and there. It was part of his principles, and it was easy to describe it. Yep, we're back to this. He said, like, he likes worldliness, yep. Wilhelm Ehrenburg swore an oath to live as Messiah, and he would do it with his own style. Most likely because it was the secret to long life that Claudius taught him.
確かにあなたがどういう人かはよくわかったわ。だけど一つ、強いて気になることを聞かせてもらっていいかしら。
As Wilhelm noted, with a collected smile on his face, Dana thanked him while reclaiming the recorder on the table and turning it off. By doing so, she made it clear that the question would be professional, not part of the personal, not part of the interview.
あなたは今でもクラウディアとの結末を失敗の歴史と思っているの？あなたに呪いを自覚させ、刻みつけた最初の一人だと本当に？
To him, Helga was the first woman he'd ever taken, and Claudia was the first woman who'd ever taken from him. It was an objective fact that the latter was the one who embodied the curse pointed out by the Karl Kraft. Dana asked her question because she wasn't completely sure about that, but Wilhelm answered. Answer was quick.
どんな理屈を並べようが、あら失敗で負けだろう。
え？
俺はあんな結末を望んじゃいねえ。確かにクラウディアがああしなきゃ死んじまってたかもしれねえがな。そういう問題じゃねえんだよ。
He didn't approve of what would happen, and that was the only result that mattered to him.
あなたのために君を思って。聞こえはいいがそりゃ独りよがりっつう話だ。クラウディアもルートビヒも最後の一方通行かましやがった。
Yeah, if you think so. If you think about this, like, in dire situation, people that are like in love with each other are one-sided. If you think about this, because they're doing the stuff they do for the other person, you know. In like this extreme situation, lovers can be selfish. Even though they like support each other and stuff, like normally, even in hard times, when it's necessary, they become selfish because they care for the other person.
似た者同士で組み分けするなら、あいつら二人に俺とヘルガって感じだろう。 まんまと逃げられておきながら、いいえ、あいつは俺のもんだと勘介みたいなことは言えねえよ。モテねえ男にも相応の意地ってもんがあるんだな。
だけどそれはここに残っているあなたの考えでしょ。
Oh wow. Wow, what a line. Oh, because he left some of his soul together with Claudia. Part of him is with Claudia, actually. What a line! Wow! Upon hearing those words, Wilhelm briefly made a dumbfounded expression, which quickly became assertive with a smile. It was as though he was praising the neighbor for her bravery.
今の俺が魂のかけた半分だからちゃんと分かってないだけじゃねえ
Wow.
と言いたいわけだ。
え、不快に思ったのなら謝るけど。
別にいいぜ。それで続きは
The outlook wasn't all that outlandish. In fact, many of those who listened to his story would have responded
ク
similarly.
ラウディアが持っていったというあなたのかけらは納得していたんじゃないかしら。だったらそこについてだけは両方。事実、あなたは彼女の死に臨んだ当時のことをちゃんと記憶できていない。話の中でもそこについてだけは
Oh.
かなり曖昧だったでしょ。
I didn't feel like that. Was it? Maybe it was. But yeah, he did lose some of his memories probably and everything.
ヘルガを解き放ってから以降、ぷつりと流れが途切れていた。次に一人きりとなって目が覚めるシーンまで、なんだかダイジェストみたいな感じだったわ。
He'd only said what he'd been told back then. What he'd said himself, and then the result. That simplicity made it lack subjectivity. The Wilhelm was present, wasn't part of the scene. Or to put it the other way, the Wilhelm that was a part of the scene wasn't present.
それこそ証じゃないかと私は思う。だから、あなたは負けたんじゃなく。
They now assumed that they'd merely split the roles.
初恋を抱いたビルヘルム・エーレンブルグは、クラウディアと相思相愛を結実させて一つになった。でも、それは生きながらに達することができない状況だったから。
そこは俺が任されたと。
ええ。だって、あなたは今も生きてる。そ
Uh-huh.
してこれからも生きようとしている。
Ah, while doing this, despite considering the mother of Claudia a great failure and defeat, he was completely forward-thinking. Sure, it irritated him, and the curse was still there, but he wasn't the last bit rotten in that regard. He intended to live on. He lived and dreamed of the possibilities that awaited beyond.
本当はジャガイモを待ってるんじゃない？
God damn it!
するんでしょうけど。
The potatoes are... Ah! Stop with the potatoes. One who lived long enough would obviously drop something along the way, but he could always find more things to pick up. Wilhelm's philosophy was to head for competition by moving forward, never stopping or backing away.
と感傷的に過ぎるかしら。
そうだな。女の理屈だよ。悪いがうなずいてはやれねえな。言ったと思うが。俺はそんなの願わないし夢見ねえ。ただ貪欲だからな。向こうの方から転がってくるんならそりゃ拾うだろうって言ってるだけだよ。
主導権ね。
ああ、大事なことだぜ。
He formed an affable smile, and then he responded in kind. In her mind, those things were the same, but the capacity to knowledge that was probably taken away by the other Wilhelm.
不死身になりたい。あなたは今もメトシェラを目指しているのね。私なんかからすると雲をつかむような話だけど、叶うと。
当然だ。
His reply came fast. He didn't doubt it whatsoever, and was still intent on acquiring the glory.
とはいえ呪いのこともあるんだな。今のままじゃ例のごとくあと一歩で届かないかもしれねえ。
Yeah, you want to become a Betusalaya, so with your current course, it means that you cannot be one.
だから順序としてはそっちが先だな。まずはこのふざけた業を欲しいもんから逃げられるって俺のキャラを
Yeah.
どうにかしなきゃいけねえんだよ。 ああ、実際いろいろやってきたんだが、ことごとく失敗してる。そこでだな、ちょっと聞いてみたいんだが。
At that moment, a certain something vanished from him, though he still smiled and looked relaxed. It felt like that little warmth he excluded turned to an icy chill. Up until that moment, he was akin to a wild beast, albeit scary. He was still amiable and it wasn't impossible to understand him. Now, however, he was more like the reptile or a shark. Tina felt something unnatural, and before she knew it, she had started sweating profusely. Oh, wait. This interview never going to see the light, I think. Oh. Okay.
お前さん、一体どこの回しもんだ？前に CIA の脱走兵から狙われたことがあるんだが、そっちつながりの人間かい？何にしろ、絶対仇じゃねえわな。言ったと思うが、俺は鼻が利くんだぜ。
I actually didn't expect this to turn out like this. I could think that would happen, but I didn't. That took me off guard. Suddenly, Tina, without any hesitation, clicked a button on the recorder, or rather, a portable terminal that looked like one. The fuck? It created a burst of invisible lightning, pain great enough to kill a common human sparked within Wilhelm. That made him collapse. Tina looked down on him and stood up, bearing an expression completely unlike the one before. Just as Wilhelm had surmised, it wasn't a common nobody. Okay then.
女から勧められたお酒にはもう少し警戒した方がいいわよ。
Oh, she spiked your drink. Wait, isn't he though supposed to be immune to poisons?
でもさすがね。これでも殺せないとは思わなかった。
It isn't. She pressed the button again, making Wilhelm silently convulse once more. This was caused by the thing she'd spiked his kiss in the dark with. A clear sign that such kisses were sweet yet dangerous.
だけど効果はあったよね。あなたも言っていた通り、人類は進化するの。魔術概念の現代的並走化はもうそちらの1000倍特許じゃないのよ。
What she'd made him drink were basically nanomachines. Oh! Oh, we are going that advanced. Oh, okay. Though obviously they were quite unlike normal ones. They spread through all the capillaries in the body, and when the button was pressed, they released an immense pain caused by the curse.
捕虜や囚人を拷問して、今和の際に現れる脳波パターンをプログラムに組み込んでる。つまり、魂の電子化ね。文字通り死ぬほどの苦痛でしょう。これで殺せるなら越したことはなかったんだけど、データは取れたし、今日のところはここまでね。
With a sweet smile on her face, Tina walked towards the exit and momentarily turned around.
はい、注意だな。とても楽しい時間だったわ。縁があったらいずれまた会いましょう。
There's no way she survives. In Japan, I mean, she whispered to herself as she left the Borges house. Left behind, Wilhelm was still convulsing, unable to stand up. She actually let... What? Ah.
そうです。任務は無事終了しました。
Oh wow. That's short. Ten minutes later, Dina was driving a Ford over the Brooklyn Bridge, as she reported to her superior. Just as she said, the primary goal was the death of the Wilhelm Ehrenburg, but even without that, she'd gained a lot from him and came out alive. Even if it hadn't all gone according to plan, the mission was definite success. She'd reveal one of her tricks, so she'd probably be more cautious from now on. But he was the type of man to reveal his blunder to others. From the interview, she knew that he was the one who wouldn't let go of his fixations, even if his life was in danger. I'm guessing she's with Adlers. You know, the other faction that is opposing LDO.
彼は高揚していましたし、自身でそこを認めてもいました。よって、おそらく近いのだろうと思います。
It's close. A day of wrath?
はい。11年前にカートライト中佐が起こした事件です。当時と違い、今度は準備が整ったのだと確信しました。
Their preparations are clearly complete. Okay, so yeah, she's from Adlers, and this is just before the side story is happening with Adlers. Sometime before. And then after that, we have Dies Irae. I think that's the timeline. Yeah. Dina felt a cold sweat run on her back. To her and those above her, the transportation of gold was something that had to be stopped at all costs. It would mean the return of Reinhard Heydrich, the second coming, the leader of the Obsidian Table, who disappeared somewhere alongside 3 of his subordinates during the fall of Berlin. They didn't actually know what his return implied. However, it was certain that the city to be used as the altar for the ritual would be destroyed, and the country that would be the stage, Japan, would be crushed by the 13 madmen with mystic powers, and surely that would only be the beginning of their problems. If one modern, developed country was turned upside down, the influence it would have on everyone else would be immeasurable. It was even possible that it could spark World War III, and that was no joke. What was their goal, though? Did they want a third war they could fight and win to make up for the disgrace in the previous two? Their purpose was one of the most contested subjects regarding the Obsidian Table. Though many would claim that the previous assumption was too foolish and didn't match the effort involved, it was still one of the more realistic options. The more preposterous ideas included the assumption that the return would end the world. I mean, that's actually solid. Not in the same way as a nuclear war, however, but in the metaphysical, spiritual manner, just like Last Judgment. They claimed that Obsidian Table weren't just a bunch of terrorists, but messengers blowing the horns of the demise, and Reinhard Heydrich was the fearful High King they called for. Though it sounded overly cultish, Dina couldn't laugh it off. At the very least, she was fully aware that Wilhelm believed in that very future.
現状確かなのは、彼が政治的イデオロギーを持つような手合いでないということです。そこについては、ヴィルヘルム・エーレンブルグだけが特殊である可能性も捨てきれませんが、私の個人的感想ではノー、ひどく俗な、そしてそうあることに意義を見出す者たちです。彼らが求めているのは、一種陳腐とさえ言える形の現世利益。
World domination, honor for their country? They didn't even learn those things in a year. Sure, those two were worldly things as well, but the dream of the war demons was much simpler, giving it great performance. Indeed, it was.
不死です、長官。死なないものになることで、果てなく戦い続けること。つまり黄金連星とは不死身になるための儀式なのだと理解し。
Wilhelm's wish was to become Methuselah after all. He deemed the gold as undying and sought to gain a soul of strife that would advance forward for all eternity. As the superior to the side of the call became speechless, she once again fought over to talk with Wilhelm. Though the man had known who she was, it was hard to imagine that he would have spoken only lies. He wasn't the type of man who would do such thing. Thus she believed that everything regarding Claudia was true. Although the vampire was scum who had to die, he was also a man loved by the angel. That made Dineas feel somewhat conflicted. Claudia had wished for Wilhelm to live on, and that prayer of hers would soon be trampled.
残念よね。
She whispered that in the way her superior wouldn't hear. Still, there was no helping it. The man had killed far too many, and given immortality, he would kill many more. Considering all that, there was no room for compassion. His ideal had to be crushed, even if it became at the cost of the desecrating Claudia's death. After all, siding with only her on this matter, would in itself be equal to desecrating the countless people who tragically died by the Wilhelm's hand. That was all there was to it. In the society, it was principle, common sense, that you couldn't look at things one-sidedly. But if there was still room for dreams, then there was one way through which Claudia Wish could live on.
来世で幸せになればいいんじゃない？
Hope so. Marry to your job.
それもまた永遠の命。こちらと言えないんじゃないでしょう。
That sentimentality made her form really green, but then her superior voice brought her back to reality, making her hastily recompose herself.
申し訳ありません。
Okay.
それで今後の方針はどうなるのでしょうか。シャンバラへ投入される部隊にまだ空きがあるのでしたら。
She wasn't in the Shambhala though, right? She wasn't there. Yeah. Did he mean that he'd already requested that she'd been sent to the side, or was it the opposite of that? His words could be interpreted both ways, and even neither of them. That was enough to puzzle her, and the words she had next made her doubt her ears. Power grab? So it's not Adler's. Adler's weren't like this. So it's just some like the random political fraction. What?
上官。
The moment she realized what was happening, it was already too late. We don't know this guy, right? He never appeared in the Dies Irae. Oh! Oh! Oh, that was packed with explosives. Oh, okay. The fort she was driving exploded, and the flower of fire bloomed in the night. Unable to do anything, Dinah was cut up in it and instantly burned to crisp. The sudden event caused a great disturbance on the Brooklyn Bridge and made several other cars crash. The screams and smoke made the place seem like a battlefield. Yet the man that just arrived seemed thoughtfully impressed and unamused. He wanted to kill her, and she's dead. Jesus, Bey, you are such an unlucky. God fucking damn it. That curse. Also, we have actual sprite of Bey in his like cool suit. Think he will be angry if I... Nah, he would just murder me. Errol had chased after Dinah, ready to catch her, but only found her in this situation. Yeah. Dinah attack back in the bar didn't have much of an effect. Sure, it wasn't nothing, but it definitely wasn't enough to make him faint. Despite that, he decided to play along, most likely because he wanted to test her. The fact that she'd interact with him while having a means of opposing him made Dina a fine woman in his eyes, a soul worth consuming. For better or worse, passing the first checkpoint of his made Wilhelm like her. Because of that, he chose her to be the target of his personalized expression of affection, the heroine in the dramatic car chase. The result of that was rather evident. She was taken away before he was done with her. Perhaps this was fate the moment he took a liking to her. Anything the vampire wanted to take would always be stolen by something else. It was the curse that he had yet to be rid of.
これから祭りが始まるってのにマジで幸先が悪いったらありゃしねえ。
Yeah.
だがまあ、済んじまったもんはしょうがねえわな。
Moving forward, nowhere else but straight ahead. That was how Wilhelm Ehrenburg lived. Sure. You have a little funk. That's actually cute. In this sprite. He stood before the burning fort and breathed through his nose, taking in the scent that only he could understand, and using it to find his target. The paramour had taken the fine woman away from him, so there was no reason to stomach his life. Yay! Bey having a fun face! Yay, they're all dead. Okay, yep. The eyes glittered behind the sunglasses were burning with a crimson rose-like color. He grew stakes all over his body and dashed away with a beastly speed. It was another night, where the nocturnal dark phoenix flew and bathed in blood as he danced the ferocious Malin dance. I know, yeah. The day the world would end was drawing near ever closer, but no matter what future awaited him, he would never stop. For he was Methuselah, an undying entity who would shine for all eternity until you meet Shiro. And that's it! We finished the interview with Kaziklu Bey. So we'll take a little break from Dies Irae and from two recordings I do usually. I will see if I will get any comments of what I should play after Dies Irae, and I will see if I can if I want to make some kind of vote pool tournament again, or I will just pick by myself, because I got some ideas and I have one that I think I would like to play. I'm not telling you what, but if I get some new suggestions and I will like them, then I will do just like a vote pool to what we will play after Dies Irae. Also, we are going to have, before that, we're going to have stream where I will do the tier list for the characters. I think that's only fair. And yeah, I think that's it. The people just keep scrolling the credits. Kaziklu Bey interview really shone different light on Bey. It basically show us the part of Bey that we never saw in Dies Irae, because he's lacking this part, because part of his soul been burned away, and we never get to know this. That's actually pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of things that happened took me off guard. I didn't even realize that Claudia Rosari changed. I will have to go back to early episodes and see if her cross actually been silver in the beginning. I never realized that. And then we had the new version, the inferior version, I would say, of his Briach with only his soul burning. It's been insane. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff happened. And I really like that. So no wonder that you wanted me to play this before I do the tier list. I wanted to do it. Oh god, this CG, yes. One of my favorites, to be honest. Like this thing right here, this is one of my favorite CG, I would say. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. Is it like into your like top 3 of best CGs from Kaziklu Bey? For me it is. Yeah, okay. So is there going to be some kind of like after credit scene or not? Let's see. Also, when I will be doing the Angel in the Rosencrantz, we're continuing, it seems. Also, if I will be doing we are on the Maris beach. Wait, what? Okay. Also, yeah, when I will be doing stream, I will let you know probably in all like channels I have. Like, I will let you know the date and hour on like Twitter, in community tab on YouTube, and on Discord in the announcement tab or in the streams tab. Announcements probably. Anyway, yeah. Let's continue. We are on in Mari's place somehow suddenly. After a slumber that lasted less than a brief moment, the man woke up and slowly blinked. Okay. Oh, that was Mercurius, right? Though it was exceedingly rare for him to sleep, the content of his dream still meant little to him. That was Mercurius' voice, right? It was the story of the certain gain of stardust that was born in the past, which had long since vanished, with the whole of his universe being night infinite. The entity was equal to trash. He didn't even remember its name. Okay, so this is future, basically. And he dreamt, like, for a second about Claudia. He remembers her or something. However, he wondered why he even had such dream. He would soon be granted the death he yearned for and arrive at the conclusion he desired, so why?
あるいは何か意味があるのかもしれないな。私にもわからぬ先の先で君の祈りが光を生むと。
Too distant for even me to know. Interesting.
よかろう。ならば天使の魂に祝福を。この地で趨勢を見守りたい。
Ah. Suddenly a rosary appeared in one of his palms. Okay. He threw a glance at it before nonchalantly releasing it on the twilight beach.
ここは開闢の得意点だ。君の求めた誠が確かなら何かの足しになるはずだよ。そう願うがいい。やがて来る女神の地平に福音を持って抱かれるように。
With that, the man turned to the side and walked away. Unknown to all, the rosary he left would be buried into the vast beach, and continued chanting of only a single light.
たとえどんなに立場が違っても、私たちが目指しているものはきっと同じ。良きところに行きたい。そうなのでしょ?
It is like Mercurius Sanctuary. Like, he wants to die. Like, yeah. Huh. And that's it. Officially finished the Dies Irae content. Like, all of it. Oh, I like the menu for this. For the CGs. Okay. I'm going to have so many good wallpapers out of this. That's cool. Okay. Music. That vampire. Shutter. Yeah. And the movie gallery. There were quite some movies, yep. Okay. But it's time to back the title and actually end everything. I really wish that, like, someday, somehow, by some miracle, when I'm still alive, KKK would be translated. Like, it's apparently the same universe or something. Wait. Okay. We had two songs at the same time. I don't know if you heard that. But yeah. Like, it's the same universe apparently, right? And stuff. I mean, maybe not the universe, but like, it's somehow like connected to Dies Irae or something, but it's never been translated and stuff, so I have no way of like, you know, reading this. But yeah, I wish I could. But yeah, that's it for this episode. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you want me to play next time, actually, after Dies Irae, because I may do a tournament and the vote pools once again, just like I did with every other basically series. Actually, I played Fata Morgana just because I chose it without vote pools, so maybe it's going to be, the new series here is going to be like that. But if I get the cooler recommendations, I may do actually a tournament, who knows. And yeah, thank you for being with me for this whole story of Dies Irae, and with the interview with Kaziklu Bey, because it's also Dies Irae. And yeah, I will see you in the new series on the channel, and probably also on stream and on the video, because I will cut probably the whole VOD that will, like, stream, I assume is going to be like few hours, and the video is going to be like, I guess 14 minutes or something. But yeah, I will try to somehow, as usual, I will somehow cut it. But yeah, thanks. Keep an eye on the community tab, Discord, Twitter. I will announce when we'll be doing the tier list. And yeah, thanks once again. I love that the Dies Irae won actually the vote pool, because it's been in the tournament and it won actually. So it's one of the choices that you guys decided me to play on. And yeah, very cool. Love that. Thank you once again. And yeah, see ya in future. So thanks once again. And for Pocket Watch, it's going out.